I vividly remember this feeling I would get when I would turn on the camera to record a video. It's literally like the camera would turn on and I would be frozen. I would just be like, just stuck. And not only that, but like I had this feeling in my stomach, like, I don't know if I would call it anxiety or butterflies or nervousness, but I just felt this feeling in my gut. And it reminds me of the few times when I would want to go up in front of a group of people to speak, and I would because I don't mind it, but still I get that feeling of just nervousness, however we want to call it. And these memories are so vivid to me, but I just remember being like, I am tired of experiencing that feeling. It is so debilitating when I know I have something that I want to say. I know I want to make this video, and I need to remove this feeling, this experience when I turn on the camera. That can't be what happens when I turn on the camera, because how am I ever going to get anywhere on YouTube? Like, I just remember sitting down and not sitting down, but, in my head talking to myself, like, I can't be doing that. I can't be going through that feeling. And I have a solution for it, Y'all probably not going to like what I'm going to say on how to solve that. But at least for me, I had to just put myself on a challenge to create content anyways. I had to, I felt like for me, the only way to get through that was by repeatedly talking to the camera until it became natural, until I got used to it. And an analogy that's coming to my mind is like, maybe when you were younger, but you're dating whoever it may be, and I would get nervous when I first would be talking to somebody. I'm nervous. I'm just a little bit But the more we started talking, the more, it became easier to talk to that person and open up. And who knows what the cause is for that just debilitating feeling. But I think when you just kind of apply a real life scenario to you and talking to the camera, it will help you make more sense of it. It's something new talking to the camera, or it's something that you don't do repeatedly and compared to like talking to a real human being. But just like how it might take time after time after time to talk to an actual person, I feel like that's the case when it comes to talking to the camera, and in turn talking to whoever's watching the video. But you gotta, don't think about all these people that could be watching your video, because let's be honest, if you're a newer creator or even a smaller channel, you really can't sit here and think like, oh, all these people are going to be watching your video. I like to say, something to the effect of like, create the content because nobody's watching anyway. When you're in the beginning phases of this thing, who's watching you anyway? So just post the stuff, even if it's bad. How many people are going to see that compared to your 100th video? So yeah, I put myself on a challenge and I said, I'm going to post a vlog every single day. And I wasn't even focused on growth of my channel yet. And the thing about this is all documented on this YouTube channel. I wasn't focused on growth. I knew that I can't focus on growing my YouTube channel until I learn how to talk to the camera, until I learn how to just be myself on the camera. And I don't have to turn on the camera and use any type of voice or do anything, but I don't know the science behind it. Maybe it's because we watch and intake so much content. We, in our minds, subconsciously create this version of ourselves that should be on camera based on what we see over and over again. But that's why that might be part of your formula to get out of this whole like your personality going blank when the camera turns on. Stop watching so many other pieces of content for a second. Because in a way, again, I don't know the science behind this, but like the people you watch, especially if you have like your favorite content creators, whether it's on YouTube or another platform, you might have creators that you watch over and over and over again. So their content creation style is in a way being imparted onto you. So you might have to take a break from them for a second. So that you can develop your own content creation style. When you are doing something new for the first time, you're going to default to what you're used to seeing. And if you're used to seeing your favorites and how they create content, that's what you're going to do. So I definitely recommend like consume less content if you're really trying to grow your YouTube channel. Specifically, if you're really trying to let your true self, your true personality come through on the camera. And, you know, if it's not clear, I do think like challenges are so helpful. So it was going to be a 30-day vlog post every day. I couldn't do that. I was only like 4 or 5 months postpartum. It was just too much for me, too big of a challenge at a time. But Kanye West has said one of my favorite lines ever, reach for the stars, so if you fall, you land on a cloud, jump in the crowd, talking light as raving around. If you don't know by now, I'm talking about Chi-Town. Sorry, I didn't mean to say the whole thing. Reach for the stars, so if you fall, you land on a cloud. With a challenge, you go into it knowing I'm challenging myself. I'm going to tell myself to do something that is harder than usual. So I didn't complete that challenge, but I did a challenge on my channel also this year. I did a 30-day live streaming challenge. Now that was out of, I want to get monetized. And Roberto Blake, a creator on here, OG creator, especially in the YouTube education space, said, go ahead and do live streaming. You know, that will get your watch hours up. So I said, cool, I'm going to post a 1-hour live stream every day for 30 days. And not only did that get me monetized, all that is on my channel if you want to know more about that strategy. But I'm telling you, the sitting down for an hour, that really let me just come out and come alive on camera. Like, and then it's live. So I can't even edit anything out. And then there's people there. So if you really want to, growth happens in discomfort. That was such an uncomfortable thing for me, especially in the beginning. In the first few live streams, I talked, but like I did a couple where it was like a work with me. I didn't have to talk as much. Like it was uncomfortable to like force myself to do that, but I grew not only in numbers, but as a content creator. And that leads me to my next point. Identity. Your personality is multi-layered. There's a lot to you. And I feel like when you're unsure of what part of that personality are you going to bring to I'm in my mind, I'm saying to the stage, but you know what I mean? Like, hold on. That part of your personality that you're going to pull up on camera with. When you're unclear about that, when your mind defaults, when you turn on the camera and your mind is like getting shook, like, oh my gosh, what do we do? What do we say? Is because they don't know what outfit of your personality to put on. They don't know. They're like, oh, which part? Like, think about it like this. Like, you have 10 different like personalities or people within you, 10 different versions of you. When the camera comes on, all of them are shuffling around like, oh my God, which one of us? Who's up? Who's up next? Like, which one's going to come up and be on camera? And that's where that freeze comes into place. And going back to that vlog challenge I did to just kickstart my channel, I remember I was just talking to the camera and I kind of had the moment in real time. I was like, it dawned on me like, oh my gosh, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And I had been doing that for like I said, 4 or 5 months at the time, but I had never identified myself as that. And after I post that video, I really took some time to like get clear on like, okay, who am I? Who am I right now? I guess I'm a stay-at-home mom. I know I'm an ambitious person. I know that I want to continue to develop my business and work on my goals and make them come to life. But right now, Nala, you are a stay-at-home mom and you're also a content creator trying to make money from YouTube and do YouTube full time. And sitting down with myself and getting clear on that identity that I currently existed in and getting clear on the identity that I wanted to come on, like not even that I wanted to come onto camera with, that was what was going on in real time. I was showing the ins and outs of just navigating life as a new mom while also trying to continue the pursuit of wanting to do YouTube full time. And that really helped me center my channel and my messaging. And I just remember a whole bunch of light bulbs going off, taking time to identify my current identity so that it could come through with clarity on the camera. Did you hear that one? And you have to decide in this season of your content creation career, in your YouTube career, what is your identity? Who are you in this season? And who are you going to tell your audience? Who are you going to tell the camera you are? Not necessarily verbatim, but in the types of topics you discuss on your channel, how you might show up visually, the things you might show in your videos, the places you might go, the slithers and pieces of your life that you choose to show on camera. That all amounts to who you are and who you're telling people you are. I promise you, if you take some time to get clear on who do I want to be right now in this season of my YouTube channel, when you turn on that camera, it's going to be so much easier for those words that you know you have inside of you, that message you know you have inside of you to come out. But if you continue to take this route of like just having the desire in your mind, in your body, in your heart, I want to do YouTube, I want to be a content creator, I want to really turn this into something, but you don't sit down and make a plan for that to happen, you're going to constantly keep hitting roadblocks. And that's why I'm so happy that if anyone wants to, they can work with me one-on-one. I offer personal branding sessions where one of the things we do in our 1-hour session is get clear on who you are right now and who do you want to be from an overall standpoint for the next 3 to 5 years. That's your personal brand that you're building. And all that information is in the description box if you do want to work with me. But knowing yourself in the age of social media is really like a cheat code to really using this to accomplish your goals in life that you have. Because I know it's not all about not everyone wants to be popular off of this, you know? They really just want to use content creation as a means of income and supporting them in some shape or form. So, yeah, you have to know who are you and which part of you are you going to show first. I have kind of like a sub point underneath this because, oh my gosh, I'm thirsty. But I have a sub point about the people who what is it called? A multi-hyphenate or multi-passionate, or, you have a lot of things that you're into that you like and that you like to do. So even that can kind of get in the way of like, freezing up when the camera comes on and everything like that. But when it comes to building a personal brand, figuring out who you want to be on YouTube, you just have to find a starting point, Throughout this conversation, I said, get comfortable with talking to the camera. And I've acknowledged that talking to the camera also means talking to somebody on the other side of the camera. But you got to keep in mind that if you was to see this somebody or start this conversation with this somebody in person, you are not going to run down every single thing that you're into. Right in the first go. Not, even the first 3 or 4 or 5 conversations with them, you're not going to just give everything. So you have to find, all right, what is that first side of me? If I am a cube, what is that very first side of me that I want to show? I'm looking for a little cube in here. I know there's one. What is that first side of me that I want to show? Let me just work on that identity, create content that supports that identity, create videos, come up with video topics that just match that identity, and do that for a little while and see how the person on the other side of the camera responds to that. So there's an exercise. If you can imagine, write down an identity you think you want to start with for your YouTube channel, for your content creation. In the middle, write it out, put a circle around it. Then off that circle, just whatever ideas come to mind for maybe content pillars, other themes and topics and concepts around that identity for the YouTube channel. That's pretty dope. That's a fun exercise right there. And then you'll really start to see that you have a really good YouTube channel that still reflects who you are, but it's just not all aspects of who you are. So it's going to be more streamlined and easier for you to create content. Okay, so say, no, all right, I did the exercise. I did that. I like where it's going, but what about my other things that I do? Be strategic about it. I'm not sure what a golden time frame may be for testing out that first identity. But not only do you want to see how your audience responds to it, but how do you feel living in that identity online? Is that something that you want to do for 3 to 5 years? Or are those themes, topics, and content pillars, all that stuff, are you passionate enough about it to talk about it for a minimum of 3 years if you had to? If not, then try on another part of your identity. But the point I want to make is don't try and do everything at once. Tell them everything at once. Make some sort of plan. And in all of that, right? You might have 10 different identities you want to try, 5 different identities you want to try. Give yourself that space to have your experimentation period. Just say, you know what, this week, I'm going to be consistent starting this week. I'm going to post 1 video a week. And even though I don't know exactly how I want to show up yet, it feels weird on camera. I know for the next 12 months, I'm just experimenting. So whatever happens, happens. Take the pressure off. Don't make it feel like, there's all this you got to achieve in this first year. Guys, it's almost going to be a year since I made the decision to be consistent on YouTube. That will be November. Will be 12 months. And it's I'm telling you, I thought that it was going to take 12 months for me to reach 1,000 subscribers. When I started, I'm like, you know what? I had 60 something subscribers after I burnt out and took a 2-3 month break. I'm like, damn, from 63 to 1,000, that's going to take a good 12 months. I genuinely thought that. Lo and behold, I'm creeping my way to 5,000 subscribers. And I might even reach that goal in the 12-month period. Lo and behold, I got monetized. Lo and behold, I've now launched my one-on-one personal branding sessions, and I can work with people one-on-one. I launched my first digital product. Really started getting intentional about building my personal brand. And this was just my experimentation year, because I'm still experimenting. I'm still trying different things on, seeing what feels good to me. Ooh, I'm just taking, like, I genuinely was like, wow, 12 months. And I was like, hopefully, I was just like, oh, hold on, my hood is coming off. I was just still like, I pray that in 12 months I could be monetized and just reach 1,000 subscribers. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to work so hard. And I did work hard, and it paid off more than I ever even thought. So it's like, give yourself time to experiment, to be messy on your channel. As long as you know what you're doing and what you're doing it for, it's going to work out. I'm in the season where it's like, I'm doing things that are new, very, very new to me. And I recognize that all of this is like for my future self. Everything that I'm doing right now, as hard as it is, as challenging as it is for my future self. However many months into the future, when I'm doing what I'm doing right now again, right? I'm going to be like, wow, thank you, past self, for going through that, because this is way easier this time around. And I'm trying to just share that little anecdote to say, like, your first full year of being consistent on YouTube, when you make that commitment to be consistent, it's going to be hard. I'm telling you, you're going to be like, dang, what did I get myself into? But your future self is going to thank you. You're a future millionaire. I'm a future millionaire. And if we know that about ourselves, like, if we know that's where we're going, we got to do what we got to do in the present to get there. And it's not going to be easy. Like, YouTube is not going to be easy. And I just feel like I'm going into like different places of, I'm talking about a lot here. I'm just talking about a lot here. It's just a mixture of like things that I'm working through and blessings that I've received, and the other side of being consistent on YouTube, the other side of figuring out how to just talk to the camera and let your personality come out. It's amazing, y'all. And I just need you to do it. Like, I just need you to start practicing, challenging yourself, and creating the content. Okay? So thank you for watching. My name is Nala Wright. And if you want to work with me, the link is in the description. I would love to help you get clear on who you want to be, build your personal brand on YouTube, and all that good stuff. Just go to my website to see how we can work together, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers to not only an income generating YouTube channel, but a YouTube channel that allows us to help others and do the things that we really want to do in this life, whatever they might be. Cheers.